All right, man. I'm telling you, man. It was obviously sometimes, man, the truth or what seems to be the truth. Sometimes it's hard to get out. We're gonna go ahead and say we finally got Kevin in the house, man. What's going on, Kevin?
What's good, bro?
Right. Okay. So let's just go ahead and get to it, man. I think last time we talked, you and your the person you was dating last time, you guys had just started to meet each other. So tell me first, how did you guys originally meet? Let's start there.
There's an app called BLK.
Oh
Um,
yeah, okay, I'm
I was
familiar with
I,
it.
I was on going fishing with my partners, and
Hmm.
got a message from her. And responded. She gave me her number. I told her I would call her when I got some time. So once we got settled at the lake, I called her, talked to her over the phone, told her what I was, that I'm a content creator and a filmmaker and also an author. So I told her what I was working on. She said she was doing some acting and some modeling, so she might have some connections, that we might network and whatnot. So
Hmm.
initial conversation, that's what I felt it was about, just trying to make, see, maybe make a friend or whatever, whatever. So first meeting was business meeting. Went and met up with some people she say were producers that might be interested, might be able to help, whatever. So, I met her down where we was going. Like I say, for me, it was okay. Here this might be an opportunity to connect with some, with some business. So sitting at the table, showing the people my presentation. She got her hand on my thigh the whole time. So I'm kind of like, okay, well maybe she's thinking something different, So we go through the presentation. People love it. They want to hook up. They give all the information and stuff they got. So we connect. So I walk her back to her car. She started kissing me. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess she's looking for more than just a business relationship. So we
This
started
the first
conversing.
date. This is the first date.
Yeah, this is the
This
first
the
date.
the first time.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is probably 4 days or so after our initial conversation. So
gotcha.
so we start kind of talking on the phone, different things. So then she started coming by the house. So she started coming by about every day, really. And so probably within the next 4 or so days, we started sleeping together. So
Okay.
my now this was all in. I heard word. Okay, so last night I heard she said that we didn't really get together for like 2 months, right?
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. I'm gonna adjust a little sound over here, but go ahead. Keep going. Go ahead. Tell everybody your story. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that was a lie. She we was messing around within the first week. We met at somewhere between mid and late April. So by the time my sister's birthday was on May 5th. So we was having a birthday dinner for my sister. By that time we was already seeing each other. So I usually go to stuff like this with my ride or die, one of my homegirls that I'm been tight with for a long time, but she had previous engagements, so I invited Tiffany, uh, chick I was dealing with. So she ends up um, she ends up coming and meets my family. My parents are there, my sister and her boyfriend, my play brother and his wife. So she immediately starts telling lie after lie after lie after lie about she done had 38 heart surgery and she done got shot in the Navy and she was a product of rape at the age of 5 years old, which I don't know whether that's true or not. She
Right.
was
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we can't.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we
but
can't discount that. But
yeah,
yeah,
but
I
yeah,
understand.
that I
I
don't
understand.
know if that was true or not, but I do know
Right.
the rest of that shit was
Right.
lies. So and
Correct.
just on and on,
Okay.
she's worked here, she's done that, so I'm looking at my mother. My mother just kind of sitting there calculating that shit in her head. I already know what she's doing. When I left there, my mother called me. She said, "Son, that girl got a problem." She said, and she telling my parents this day, I'm 420 friendly, and I'm like, why would you tell them
She
that?
told your parents that?
Yeah, why would you tell them that? We had a
Oh.
damn. She telling everything about us. So we sitting there. My mom called me. She was like, "Son, that girl, she got it." She said, "That girl," she said, "the lies that she was telling at that table for no reason." She said, "That girl would be 120 years old if she did all the things that she said that she
I'm
did."
sorry.
She was like,
That's not funny, but go ahead.
"Hey man," she was like, "All right." She said, "I ain't never seen nobody lie like that." I said, and and so I'm laughing because I know too, but I'm thinking she just trying to fit in. Maybe she just want people to like her, and this is what she do. So that was the first red flag that I just ignored. That was on me.
Right.
So,
Okay.
So we go from there.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. So what at what point from day one to day what where you start detecting the lies? At what point? Was it 2 weeks? Was it a month? How long when you started?
Probably 2 weeks. With that, I took her word for everything she said up till that day, because that's when all the lies started kind of coming out. And I'm like, I'm sitting here just listening because she told me about the heart surgeries, and I kind of knew like, yeah, that's probably not true. But when the thing that I do know about heart surgeries, she would tell people that she had all these heart surgeries, but she don't have one cut on her chest. She got cuts on her back. Who the hell goes in through your back to your heart? So that's a lie. That's an obvious lie. That was the most obvious lie, but I just ignored it.
Right.
So she tells this stuff like she feels like people don't know these are lies. So
All right.
but I ignored it. I let it go. Whatever. So within the next couple of weeks, and of course, now during this time, she introduces me to Cammy, her friend, and
see now so now you're gonna now what you just did is you're gonna open up a can of worms. Now people gonna start investigating. So you might want to.
I don't give a shit. It's the truth. No, bro. I bring receipts.
No, but what I'm saying, you might not want to have that heat on her though, on who you just. But anyway, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
She about that life.
Go ahead.
But anyway.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
So I get introduced to her. We get cool, through the process. Cause this supposed to be her best friend. She got all this, she know all the ins. This is who she go to for advice, different stuff. So she gets Cammy involved in the relationship, gets her invested in. So Cammy really just trying to be a friend, tell her the right thing, because she told Cammy she was ready for a real relationship. So Cammy just trying to give good advice. And she's mutual. She's neutral in all. She ain't got no one side or the other. She's just telling the truth on how she feels. So Cammy gives her, and the reason I brought Cammy's name up is because Cammy told her, because she was getting put out of her basement area that she was living in this guy's house. She was renting out his basement area, and she was getting evicted. Dude told her, break your lease, whatever. He wanted her gone. She had nowhere to go. She had all that stuff. So she said she asked me. She lied last night again and said that I asked her to move in. That's a lie. She asked me if she could move in. She tried to move in with her grandma, and her grandma told her no. So she asked me if she could move in because she said Cammy told her, well, why don't you ask him since you always over there? And so
okay, so let me ask you a question. So before we move too far, I want to make sure I hit this one point. The one of the points I'm trying to hit, I'm trying to understand is like at what point did you allow her to move in?
She moved in it was probably 3 weeks to a month after we met.
Okay. All right, go ahead. I just want to try to get a timeline. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so I can give you the exact date she moved in. She moved in on February the 18th. I know because I had Zelle her some money to pay the move. I got all that. Like I said, I got receipts. I can show you the account. So that's when she moved in. She had actually started living there before then, but that was the date that her actual clothes and furniture and all arrived at my home. So I got all that information. So all that stuff about it was 2 months this, 2 months that, that's a lie. And I can prove every bit of it. So
it was 3 weeks after she moved in. So you met each other. I want to make sure I keep everybody abreast.
Mid to late April.
So you guys met each other. She moved in about 3 or 4 weeks after you guys met.
Yeah.
Okay. So on top of that, now real quick, you allow. So here's the thing. So she moved in after your mom pretty much. She gave you wisdom on what was going on after she moved in or before she moved in.
My mother gave me that before she moved in.
Before she moved in.
told me
Okay,
to
so your
do
mom
this.
told you that. Right. So your mom told you something was fishy about it.
Yeah.
Okay, boom. And then you heard some things that you found that weren't true. And then during a 3-week period, then you moved in.
Right.
I mean, she moved in. She moved in. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So she had told me some things. She was forthcoming with some things. She told me she had 100% PTSD. And then she had anxiety disorders and different things. She didn't tell me she had bipolar disorder and severe stuff, but she told me some of the stuff. So knowing what I knew, I felt like, okay, she's cool though. I enjoyed spending time with her. You know, we got along. She was big time into my projects and what I do, my filmmaking and all that stuff. She was heavy into that and very supportive. So that's what got her in. Because in my previous marriage, my ex-wife wasn't really behind any of that stuff. She wasn't a part of the loop. So that was kind of a void with me that she filled, which was kind of one of the reasons why she got in maybe a little quicker, because she was helpful. She was helpful. Like I would go to meetings about my projects and different things, and she would come along. She was like a great secretary. She good when it comes to business. I give her that.
Right. You know what? I said that last night when she came on last night. We had the conversation last night. I said one of the things I told her that, you know, and I probably only met her probably maybe one on physically to do some paperwork for me. When we was trying to do the situation we had before, she was definitely helping when it came to date night. So I can definitely attest that. And I told her last night, I said, you definitely have a characteristic that's the most attractive characteristic about her. I told her that she seemed to me to be a helpmate, right? And I said that is definitely a checklist on a lot of guys' list. So I can kind of see where you kind of probably outweighed things a little bit based upon that, because she's very helpful, like you said before. So I can understand that. So go ahead. I just wanted to make sure I hit that point because I did tell her that last night. So
well, the only problem with that is she's very helpful in the moment, but she tries to do too much. She don't know how to stay in a certain area. She tries to take over the entire project and make stuff hers, going totally against whatever it is you may have built up or you may be working on. So she ends up getting in her own way at the end of the day. Because she tried to come between me and my team and everything else, because she didn't like the way I do business with them. But, you know, my team is built up of people that I've had in my life for 30 years. So how I handle them is how I handle them. You've been here 2 months. You're going to come in and try to disrupt the way we do business? No. So, essentially, that was one of the things we fell out of. Because I was filming this werewolf movie, and she'd helped me put the cast together along with my casting agent and a few other people. And she thought that the script was too long. I told her I didn't care what she thought. I wasn't changing the script, so that kind of changed her whole vibe with me. She tried to lie on my casting, who is now the VP of my company, but she tried to lie on her and say that she thought that I should cut it down too. And this lady, big time, she got a lot of big time connections and everything else. So she just kind of came into the project. But she lied and told that woman told me that woman said I should cut it down too. So I called the woman. I told her, I said, I'm not cutting the damn thing down. And the woman said, why would you? The script is perfect. Why would you cut anything out? I said, well, Tiffany said, yeah, she said that you said that I needed to cut some of it down. She said, I didn't tell her that. She said, I haven't even talked to her. So she told that lie. She went to Cammy, told the same damn lie. And so at this point, it was kind of to the point to where I was really pretty much fed up with her anyway, because she came over to my parents' house. We gone to eat with my family. It was my uncle's birthday. We went back to my parents' house. We all playing this game called Right, Left, Center, where you roll these dice.
That's one of my favorite games. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But she's so high, sitting at my parents' table, that I'm thinking she's gonna start drooling on the table. She's rolling these dice slow as hell. She ain't picking up. She's staring around the room, looking crazy. She's doped up at my parents' house at the table.
Right.
I've never been so embarrassed in my life. Everybody's telling me. I'm so embarrassed for you. I'm so embarrassed. So they saw this. A few weeks later, I got uncles. My mother's brothers came from out of town. They visited. she's offering them marijuana out on my parents' back deck. Because she got this medical marijuana that she carries this sack around everywhere she goes. So she's offering them this. One of them is a recovering alcoholic. The other one had been on drugs for a long time and had cancer. So pissed my mama off. She goes out there. And my dad was out there, but he was looking at the bag like, what the hell is all this stuff? So my mother thought he was gonna try something, I guess. So she goes out. They get into it. So they get into an argument inside. My other uncle comes out and tells Tiffany she done started all this shit. But she already high because she been back there hitting on one of the blunts. And so we go back in through the house. My dad is in the den pissed off at my mama. My mama upstairs pissed off at him. So she goes by my dad and tells my dad, Pops, I thought you was your own man.
You said what now? Say it again.
She goes to my dad and tells him, Pops, I thought you was your own man, about my mama getting on him about him holding the sack. So he tells her, I think you need to just get on up out of here.
So you guys were at your parents' house.
Yeah.
She stated something to your father. He told her she had to leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When that moment happened, what was the first thing that popped in your head when you
this ain't gonna last. This ain't gonna last. But she was so high, I didn't even get into it with her over it. Just got in the car and went to the house. So when I mentioned it to her, she denied ever saying it. And I'm like, I was standing there and heard you say it. No, I did not say it. And then I realized a lot of time I think this chick has multiple personalities. I think that from day to day, either she just will not take accountability for what she does, or she just flat out doesn't remember. I don't know which one it is for sure, but it just seems like to me that a lot of things she does, she forgets that she did them. So this was nearing the end.
So fast forward. I want to fast forward real quick, because I had a question. So from the time you left your parents' house, from that point to what point to the end point, how long was that from that moment?
Probably about a week.
A week. Okay, so it took you 7 days after that. So what would you say was the breaking point? Like, what was that one thing to be like, okay, and then tell me what happened after that.
So she would always have, every time something wouldn't go her way or she would get upset, she would always threaten to leave and move back to Singapore or go back overseas. I mean, every single time. And I used to always tell her, why do you threaten me? I mean, so that really shows the value of where we at. Because every time you get into, it didn't even have to be with me. It was just something that just didn't go her way. She was leaving. She hated the U.S. She wanted to leave. She wanted to go back abroad. She wanted to go back to Singapore. So I got tired of number one telling her to stop saying that, and then I got tired of hearing it. So that. The situation that I'm talking about actually happened on a Sunday. So by that Thursday, that was the whole day that the thing went down about her wanting me to shorten my script up and all that. So after that, she had the attitude and didn't show up. She was out running around, supposed to have been going to get her hair done, run some errands and some different things. So she came, she called and said that her hair appointments got screwed up and she wasn't going to be able to get her hair done until 7 o'clock that night. So the place she was getting her hair done is probably about an hour from here. So she's gone all day. I hadn't seen her the entire day. So she's gone all day. She doesn't get back. I called her like 11 o'clock at night. She got to ask, I'm getting my hair done. So I'm like, okay. So I hung up and went to sleep. So she gets home around 3:30 in the morning. I didn't say nothing to her. It was time for me to get up and get ready for work. I got up. I started getting ready for work, getting ready to leave. I go through my regular routine, go let my dog out. Usually when I let the dog out, I go, once I put him back up, I go straight out and I'm gone. I'm going to work. Well, I forgot something upstairs. So I go upstairs and she on the phone with a dude. I walk in on her I walk in on him saying I love you. And then I heard her say I love you back. So look, now look, I ain't even tripping, right? I walk up, I'm like, who the hell are you loving this time of the morning?
I'm sorry.
This broad says her mama. Excuse my language. I said, bitch, that wasn't your mama.
I'm sorry. That's so not funny.
Hey, bro. She said that was her mama, right? So look now. I didn't trip. look. I still didn't trip. I laughed. I said, it don't matter at this point because it's already over. You feel me? So I ain't really tripping. I leave. I go to work. She sends me a text about 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh, it's over. This relationship is over because you don't trust me. I was talking to my mother trying to get some information for my son's college. Like I ain't hear no nigga voice, right? So it's so comical that it's stupid. So look, I call Cammy. So Cammy goes, look, this is Cammy's exact words to me. Look, I gotta tell you the truth. That bitch got a Jezebel spirit. She like, enough is enough. Look, I've tried to talk to her. She tried to tell me, something different. This bitch don't want no relationship. She ain't no good. She still want to be in them streets. So let her ass be in the streets. I said, oh, no. I said, I was calling to tell you, I'm finna throw her ass in the streets because when I get home, that bitch is getting out of my house. So look, I get home, I'm talking to Cammy all the way home.
This is so not funny.
Cammy,
this is so not funny.
My ass about to hit these streets. So Cammy like, what you gotta do? So look, I go in, she laid up in the bed like nothing has happened, right? So I walk in, I'm like, what the fuck you doing? She looking like, what? I said, you gotta get the fuck up out of here. I said, grab your shit and get the fuck out of my house. So look, she ain't going nowhere. I said, the fuck you ain't. So I snapped the covers up. I like, get the fuck out this bed and get your motherfucking ass out my house. So this motherfucker calls 911 immediately.
Hey, remember this? Hello, man. It's a family show, so I understand your passion, but kind of turn it down just a little bit. Man, I got aunts and
okay. Excuse me, auntie. So look,
PG-17, man.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So look, so I tell her to get up out of here. She grabs her phone, calls 911, tells the police that she sends someone over here quick. I feel like I'm threatened, and he has a gun in the house.
In your house, the house
you know how that could have went with a black man.
Yeah, it could have went right.
So luckily for me, I heard the conversation. So I tell the operator, "You damn right, I got a gun in the house. I got several, and I got a license to own them all. Send somebody here. My gun gonna be in my truck. I'm gonna be sitting on the back with my hands in the air, and I want y'all to get her ass out my house." So look, now this is all on police report. I say I got receipts.
Right.
So
the
2 cops show up, 2 black cops show up. They get out, I got my hands in the air. I got my parents on the phone the whole time because I told my dad, if I go to jail, you know where I'm at. So he like, nope, you ain't getting off the phone. Stay on the phone with me. I hear my mom in the background. If that bitch don't get out your house, I'll throw her ass out your house.
Oh, shit.
So we sit down.
Come on.
I'm sitting here.
Go, wrap it up, Kevin. You kill it. Wrap it because look, listen. Okay, look. I'm gonna go ahead and tell everybody this. I'm gonna tell everybody this out there because I almost forgot who was online, man. This crazy. So this story is so crazy. But here's the thing. I'm laughing because it's not funny. It's serious because it could have went left in so many different ways. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this. The funny part about it is that I know her.
Right. So you know how she is then.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, that's what you know, though. You might not say it, but that's what you.
But now, hold on. But no, hold on. No. I'm gonna go ahead and just be straight up with you too, though, bro. Now the first time we met, right? First time we met. Now I'm gonna get on you. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get on your ass.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get on your ass. Let me tell you why. Because I was interviewing her, and you sitting. That's the first time we met. You sitting in the back. I mean, you sit in the background. I said, "Cool, come on, we talk." One of the things I said, I know there were some things that alarmed you about her wanting to hang out with her friends. I remember that was a problem. And she was saying that it was hard for her pretty much to let that go, right? Almost to a certain point, her life. Whatever it is she wanted to live that life, right? I remember that. And you had concerns then, I remember, right? But I also told you indirectly, and this was and now this is documented. Like you said, I got receipts too. The thing that it was documented that I saw was, and I said, and I emphasized to both of you guys is what I understand you guys are dating, and I understand how you may feel. Just look at the character. Remember I said character is the thing that's going to determine how you feeling, if it's actually legit or not, right?
Right.
A person can say stuff, but what are they actually doing, right? And so her character, and I'm definitely not. No, my experience has been positive. Well, my experience has been interesting. I'll say interesting.
Yeah.
And positive, because there's some great qualities about her. But I can definitely tell you that character thing, I think you kind of overlooked it, or I think you kind of got to the point. You correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you got to a point because she was such a person that will hold you down, try to help you get to where you may want to. Maybe not the way that you possibly want it, but I think initially she may have had good intentions, but how she played it out was not the right way to play it. And I understand how you may feel on that, but I can definitely say that you didn't really pay attention, bro.
I didn't. I think like I say, well, one of the problems that I have to work on for me is I think I can fix problems. I go in, I'll see certain issues, and I think that I can help this situation because I'm an empath. I have empathy on people. She, like I say, I knew she had issues. And I knew that some of them were mental and emotional issues. But like I say, I enjoyed her company to an extent, and we had, when the times were good, they were cool. It's just that it was a roller coaster. One day was good, one day was bad, one day was good, one day was bad. It just took me 3 weeks or so to finally get enough of what was going on and to really kind of start paying attention to the whole. So the rest of that, my family and my friends was done with her within probably 2 weeks. They had determined, they had started looking into her background. I mean, I knew a lot about her that she didn't know I knew. So I looked into the area where she grew up in, where she said she had all these friends. I got people over there. I just never told her. And so I started reaching out to some of them to see if they knew her, and everybody that knew her had nothing positive to say. In fact, when she would call, even after we split, she would call me and tell me she wasn't all right because she didn't have anybody in her corner, and everybody admired her way. Didn't nobody want to spend a birthday with her. All this just shit the little girls go through. Not anything that grown women would even concern themselves with. So the maturity level is way below what it should be. She still had this spirit where she wanted to be in the streets and all this, and that was, it wasn't that I had a problem with her friends. I was cool with her friends. What she told me was her friends would always come first. That ain't what I remember.
Cool I remember also because I don't really try to get in people's relationships. That's why I in so many different ways for both parties I emphasize. I know how you may feel. It may be justifiable. The only way that you can determine if it's true or not is to look at a person's work, which is their character, right?
Right.
So I don't know what I like. That was you guys' relationship. I only spoke to y'all once, but the thing about it is that I definitely emphasize that to the highest degree. If I can definitely say we both can admit, and like you say, like you said earlier, when it comes to fixing, I'm a fixer too, right? A quick story. I'm gonna be honest, like I like to share my personal experience too as well. I got married at one point. Of course, I'm divorced now, but I actually got married based on trying to fix a situation, right? And so I can definitely understand how you may feel when you say you see things in a woman, and then you say, regardless of where they are, you know what? I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna try to lead the situation. I'm gonna try to pick the person up. I'm gonna go ahead and lead them down a path. And because of that, sometimes being such a person that wants to help people, we end up hurting ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Right. In the bigger scheme of things. So I can definitely see that as well. That being something that you were dealing with. But now I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Like I said earlier, one of the biggest things that I kept saying, that's why I was asking you to kind of help me with the timeline, was that every question I asked you, when you ended the question, it ended with you, right? Regardless of how she was, right? That it's just what it is, right? But the common denominator and allow it to even get like that was you,
right?
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we can identifies and say this person may be this person may be going through that, this person may be blah 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 blah, right? We can admit that that's who they are. So the accountability, and I understand, brother, I'm not definitely saying like, oh, you're wrong, because sometimes even though we know what's right, for someone else to say maybe you need to continue to do it this way, it's not a knock, it's just advice. You know what I'm saying? As a reminder, it's like a little sticky. You know the math problem. 1 and 1 is 2, but sometimes the math of life. Sometimes somebody has to remind you that 1 and 1 is 2. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what happens. So I'm gonna say that, but then so that particular led into her moving to all those other things, and as far as her parents and whatnot. So, I don't want to have this like a bashing session. I think you painted a great picture on your decision for her to leave. One of the things I did want to just kind of touch on, not even, ride out, was the I don't know, what did you hear that she say that made you uneasy? What was one of the two things that you heard last night?
That I asked her to move in. That was
okay. So that's one. So we cleared that. Did you hear? And I thought I heard something, because I want to make sure there was no abuse during the situation.
No, never abuse. Touched her. Never put my hands on her. Matter of fact, I handled her in the most gentle situation you could imagine, because she told me she'd been through 22 years of abuse in her former marriage. So everything I did with her was in the most gentle nature. Now, you heard the way my voice was elevating right now when I was talking, because I'm passionate about how I talk. She had a problem with that, because she said I was yelling. That's not yelling. That's just how my voice elevates when I talk. But to her, that was yelling. I didn't hold that against her, because if she truly did have 22 years of abuse, anything could seem aggressive to you. So I didn't hold that against her. But that's just how I talk. It's not anything. I never, ever approached her in an aggressive way. I never raised a hand to her. None of that. That's not what I do. I don't operate like that. I just, if I get to that point, you just got to get out my life. But the bottom line is, this is the worst experience of my life. There has never been a time in my life where my parents have told me this person is never welcomed here again. Never in life. I don't care what you do or how you involve, she's never welcomed over here again. Well, my aunt is calling me on a daily basis, telling me, get that demon spirit out of your house. Get all of her furniture, all of her belongings out of your house. You need to get that done. If I got to pay to have it moved, I'll do it. They, the family and the friends were just done completely. But there were some good things that came out of the meeting. Whatever you want to call it, I wouldn't even call it a relationship at this point. The association, I guess, is what it would be. Number one, let me say, her family was very nice to me. They were very nice.
Okay.
Her biological dad, who she doesn't get along with, me and him get along great. Her mom, her stepdad, very nice people. Welcome me into their home, very nice people. I have sent text or called both of them and thanked them. I keep running into her mom in different places, and it's always pleasant to see her when I see her. You know, but so I have no ill will against her family. I don't even have any ill will against her. This was done. I was done, bro. I got big things happening. I got a big time project about to be picked up by one of the two biggest comic book studios in the world.
I remember. I was kind of aware of what you had going, man, and you know, definitely like to give you a good, you know, props for that, because you definitely can't have people throw you off course.
No.
Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this because we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Cause I'm going to eat me some pizza, man. It's Friday. It's pizza day, man. I'm going to see Travis Scott tonight. I'm gonna eat me some pizza, man. I'm gonna make sure I stay away from the marsh pits, man. The drugs, man. You know, I'm gonna be in the corner, you know, away from all the, you know, the stuff that's gonna happen tonight. But
right.
I'm gonna say this, and you know, just for clarity purposes, man. I mean, you know, the elephant in the room, definitely, which I didn't know, I didn't ask, but I'm going to go ahead and, you know, man to man, I don't even want to hear it from any other woman, just straight man to man. One of the things that I was curious about was that, explain to me how, you know, or tell us how did you, okay, so her friend and you are, what's y'all status, man?
Me and Cam?
What's y'all status? I didn't say who her name was, I saw a picture.
Yeah, okay, well, that's what you're talking about. Me and Cammy. Yeah.
Okay.
So Cammy is my partner. Me and Cammy are tight. Me and Cammy actually, during this time, because I was confused. I didn't understand a lot of things. And so I would reach out to Cammy just to really get things out of my head, because I couldn't talk to my family. They hated her with a passion. My cousins, my business associates, everybody hated her. So nobody wanted to hear, especially after the situation with her calling the police. So there was nobody to talk to except Cammy. But Cammy was going through her own issues. So we became each other's sounding board, kind of. And we developed into a really good friendship. Really good friendship to where confide in Cammy with about everything. Now we good, you know, we tight. Cammy came and spent the Thanksgiving holiday with me, or after Thanksgiving, came and hung out. We met the family. Of course, they had already known, you know, somewhat about Cammy, because I told them about the whole situation. So when she met all of them, they were already with open arms, you know. So she came in and got to meet the family and everybody. You know, we had a good time. She met my partners. We took to Low Country and watched football and did things. So Cammy like a lot of things I like. So we
right.
Good. We vibe.
Right, but see, here's the thing. You know, that was, and I'm just me. First of all, I can give it two rat's ass. I think you good people. I know all three parties. I mean, you know, and it's funny. I gained a relationship through date night, which I'm glad I did. You know, connections and people are great. I think all three parties are great, but I just want to definitely make sure that, you know, someone does feel a certain kind of way that that was her friend originally, right? That was her friend originally, and now that you guys are friends and she's out, it just looks a certain kind of way.
It's her fault.
Okay.
She ruined both these relationships. Ask her where she was at when her friend needed her. It was all about her. She wasn't there, but I was. Because a friend needed somebody and I was there for her. And guess what? When I needed somebody, she was there for me. She wasn't. I almost had a stroke. You know where she was at? At concerts. Running around doing her thing, because that's who she is. So it just so happened, and this is one thing that I'm thankful to her about, is had I not met her, I wouldn't have never met Cammy. And Cammy is a genuine person. Also,
yeah, she is.
Even though she didn't connect me directly to this woman, I also met Clarissa at an event she and I went to, who is now my VP and who is now responsible for this distribution deal that I've secured. and also this major studio that's got my project.
Right.
Clarissa is
And we'll
responsible for that, and I met Clarissa at an event that I went to with Tiffany. So thanks, Tiffany. There was a value to this whole thing. There was a season to this. That season is just over. And like I say, I got much bigger fish to fry. This would have never happened. I got documentaries I'm working on. I got a brand that I'm pushing. I'm not your enemy. I got all this stuff going on. I got much more important stuff to do. But I will not let nobody lie on me. And so that's why I had to come on. Now, after this, I'm done with Tiffany, bro.
Right. You done.
I'm done for life. I have no ill will towards her. I wish her the best. I pray for her all the time because she got issues and she needs help. Honestly. She tried to say that I got mental health issues. That's what I heard her say too. Bruh, she was my mental health issue. look, I ain't gonna lie. She was so far. I was so confused by this that I got good medical. I got good coverage. I actually went to a therapist just to talk. You know what the therapist told me? She is your problem. If you get rid of this woman, you do not have to contact me ever again because this is your issue. It's not your job. It's not your finances. It's not your family. It's not your health. It's her.
Okay,
this is what my trained professional told me.
So look, but here's my thing though. Here's the thing about that though. All this has happened. So from start to finish, how long this from the beginning to end? How long all this happened?
3.5 months.
Oh shit!
She had to go, bro. So I mean, yeah, this didn't take long. No.
So guess what? The 90-day rules doesn't always. You know how they always say it takes 90 days to figure out who you dealing with.
Bro, it don't take that long. It don't take that long. Not with somebody that's psychotic. No, it don't take that long.
Right.
You find out. No matter how big of an empath you are, or how much sympathy you have towards people in their situations, because you never know what somebody else went through that made them into what they are. And I've kind of lived my life that way to try to understand people instead of judging them. But my mama told me point blank range, baby, you can't be the good guy all the time.
And you can't be good all the time. I got burned like that.
Yeah,
I got burned like that several times, man.
This is one of them situations, son. You can't be the good guy. Get this demon out of your life. And that's what
exercise those demons.
I gave her till September the 1st to get all her stuff out of my house, or it was going to the curb for the neighbors. And so she because I had started putting stuff in the driveway. When she came Saturday morning, September the 2nd, I allowed her to load one more day. When her and the movers arrived to get her stuff, half of it was already on the sidewalk. Me and my cousin had already started moving it out. This was it. Mm-hmm. It was time for it to go. So at this point, like I say, God bless her. I have nothing else to say about her. As long as she keep her name out of my mouth, I keep my name out of her. And I did contact her dad the other day because her dad makes music. Her biological dad. He makes music. And he asked me if he could do a part of the music on one of my movies. And I told him, if you can make some beats that I like, yeah, I'll give you a shot. Why would I deny this man a shot when somebody's giving me a shot? You know what I mean? And this is business. This ain't got nothing to do with just whatever relationship they got.
We grown. Yeah, we grown. You know, that's some grown man stuff. So look, so check it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. Go ahead and wrap it up, definitely, man. So quick recap. So we would definitely say that, people may have their own ways and show different characteristics that you may not like. We have to pay attention to them on the front end. We have to also trust ourselves, and what we see is what we see. Also, the common denominator, to make sure that we are not in situations where they're not favorable for us. We should examine ourselves first. At the end of the day, it's still you. If someone comes into your life and someone brings, some not so joyful moments, then I would say that you may want to look at yourself and examine who you are and try to take the honest as far as, well, that person just crazy. Nah, I might have been crazy enough not to pay attention to what happened. Right. You know what I mean? So I think we need to try to start changing our minds to that, especially when we dating, man. Other than that, man, go ahead real quick, man. Tell us about your company and what you got coming up real soon. I know you're in the movie industry. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm the CEO and owner of KB1 Entertainment. We're a full production company. I'm also the author of Beyond Us Volume 1 Genesis, which is the first of a 5-part saga, sci-fi novel about this new universe of enhanced being, similar to what Marvel and DC did, but with a lot more diversity. I thought that people of color wasn't represented enough in the DC universe or in the Marvel universe, so I created my own universe because I can't affect what they do. So
there you go.
Fast forward, I presented this to a major distributor who I can't name right now, who loves it enough to put his own backing behind it, and it sent it off to one of the, like I say, one of the top 2 superhero studios out there, and you know who those are, but I can't tell you which one yet.
Right.
And so we got big things popping. Got a comic book series that I'm working on. I got my brand, I'm Not Your Enemy. This about to blow up. Got a lot of sales, shirts, and hats and different things off of that. I just filmed a werewolf movie called Arugaroo, which is in the process of being edited right now. And I got 3 documentaries that I'm working on. About one is about narcissism, which is going to be real interesting because there's a lot of people that's got some testimonials related to this situation right here. So this ain't just me.
Right.
Also, one is about molestation called I Was 12, child molestation. And the third one we're just putting together now is about segregation in Georgia back in the 50s and 60s and up to this point. So got a lot of big things that I'm working on. Plus, I got about 20 other movie scripts and projects that's just waiting to go. So
okay,
a lot of big things. And so that's where my focus is. Like I said, I got much bigger fish to fry than this. But I felt some kind of way with the lives.
Man, I know, man. I know. I got your. I was on live last night. I didn't see my. Sometimes I may peek down just to make sure no one. I try to bring people up or whatnot. They like to come up, and I was kind of looking at my phone a couple times, and then I saw it once we actually finished the live last night. So, and then I reached out to you. I said, hey man, you know what? It's only fair I bring this man in because this man also I've interviewed this man. He came on with her. One side of the story is not always. That's not how I operate. I don't rock like that. I'm very balanced. So I'm gonna continue to be balanced. So that's why I brought you on. Now I'm gonna go also say this, and I'm gonna end it with this. Well, no, I'm gonna end it with this. I'm gonna end this particular session and get off of that because we already know what happened, how it happened, and what we need to do. So one of the things I would like to say, man, I definitely appreciate you coming out. And man, just whatever you're looking for, bro. Just I know you got other things going on. It's really good to have someone that's gonna rock with you, man. But you know, like you say, man, you gotta definitely take care of yourself first. You gotta also stay focused on your goals. Don't allow anybody to kind of knock you off because they have their own set of issues. We're not talking exactly about her. We're just saying anybody in the future. We definitely those things we need to look out for. But other than that, man, I appreciate your time, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. You know, you was talking about that last time we was on. She stayed pissed at me for 2 days for coming on and telling y'all like it was in that first segment.
Man, it's all good, man. We balance here, man. But I appreciate you, Kevin, man. You have a good one, bro. Enjoy your weekend,
you too.
man.
Yes, sir. Right. Go Niners.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody. I just wanted to kind of wrap that up. You know, like I said before, anytime you're running through certain situations in life, and you keep running into dead stops when it comes to marriage, relationships, or whatever, and you know, I'm sure you guys heard this before. The common denominator is you. That's the common denominator. So. Understand where you are before you date. I always say that. Understand where you are before you date. Everybody ain't crazy. Everybody is not trauma bonding. Everybody likes to throw these terms out. And everybody's not doing that. So other than that, I appreciate you guys' time. Again, Date Night online dating app. dating website that's definitely been. We're almost done. We're almost there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, even for these platforms, just being honest, like this is like work. Unfortunately, I was able, and I am able for the past year to come on here and really take time out. I have probably over 40 videos. Some I haven't even released yet. Over 200 clips. I mean, just a lot of work, a lot of hours. And it's not costing anything. Only thing I do ask is that everybody just go on YouTube, youtube.com, Date Night Online. At least subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a relationship guru. I'm not a person that's really trying to tell you what to do. I just a man with a mic, an opinion, and a platform. And this platform is for y'all. So if you ever want to come on, we can jump on the live. You want to just kind of get some off your chest, or you may even want to just throw some things at me. Like I say, I'm not only Mark, I'm also your big brother. So, I'm gonna shoot you straight at the hip. So we can definitely sit down and talk. We can schedule a time. Just hit me in the inbox. I'm on Instagram, Date Night Online TV on Instagram. Again, YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything, but I can guarantee you, and I'm gonna be honest, because at a certain point, as a person, we all have livelihoods, and at a certain point, if it's like any television station or any type of content that's out there, if it's not properly supported, it has to shut down. Now, I don't see myself shutting down at any point. I'm just being honest. I don't see myself. I do have a lot of support. We still have a plethora of things that we're actually doing. So those things are going to actually come into fruition, especially with a lot of hard work. If you don't support me, somebody else is going to support me, and we're going to make sure we do it. Now, the only sad thing about it is, if it doesn't cost anything now, it's going to cost you later. I'm just being honest. I mean, it's a lot of work. I don't mind doing it. You didn't ask me to do it. I've heard somebody say that to me one time. You didn't ask me to do it, but I felt that this was a vision years ago, maybe not the internet or whatnot, but it's in line with my own personal vision. So I enjoy doing it, but I also have to I have to eat, I have to live too as well. So we're going to keep pumping that information out. But if you want more support, I need likes, I need shares, I need comments, I need, even if you have an idea or a question, I'll throw it out if you don't want to come up. So we'll definitely touch it. So we got date night interview, date night live, date night meals. That's coming. The date night web, that's coming. So other than that, enjoy your weekend. I'm gonna get me some pizza. I want to see Travis Scott tonight. It's been a long week. Again, I promise you, I won't be doing any drugs or mosh pitting. I'm too old for that. And other than that, you guys have a good weekend.